You mentioned cavities. I thought that was interesting that there's actually an option where you don't have to get it drilled
Oh,
and
you can
filled.
reverse
I
them.
think a lot of people don't understand that. Can you give an
Yeah.
example of what you might be able to do to
Typically,
avoid that?
I just had a wonderful success. I had an 18-month-old that had rampant decay, went to a dentist. They wanted to extract all of her teeth. And the mom came to me with tears in her eyes. You know, she's just been breastfed. And I said, well, you know, I don't know if it'll work, but our option's going to be the same, extract, you know, as long as the child's comfortable. So we can try to monitor the diet, and then, you know, nothing else. We're going to buy some time till the child gets a little older before we subject them to that kind of work. You know, it's sedation, it's traumatic. So we try to do so. We've been working with the parents on a you know, kind of a scheduled basis to review the diet, and we used our biofeedback because I didn't want to do a blood chemistry to monitor diet on a child. So we've been utilizing the the biofeedback machine to help us fine-tune the diet. And she presented on Friday, and all of the decay, although the enamel doesn't grow back, the decay was all hard, and it wasn't progressing. So it's halted, it's stopped, and it's solid teeth now. So she'll be able to keep those until she loses them at around 5. And the back ones, well, they'll stay in there for a while. But
That was because of diet change?
it was
or
just diet.
What was, can you tell, what was
For
she
that,
doing
well,
wrong and what did they do?
everybody's different, and which is why I don't like to do a cookbook. The one thing I have looked at in all the other protocols that are out there is that it's very much cookbook-like. Each person is an individual, and you have to treat them as such. Their emotions coming into it. We've got the psychological component coming in. We've got the family dynamics coming in. You have to address each and every person as an individual. So for this particular child, and what I would do as a blanket statement, just as human beings, what we need to survive is based on Dr. Weston Price's research, and also based on Melvin Page. And then Dr. Huggins, he kind of took the two of them, their research, and kind of made his own like protocol. But he balances blood chemistries with hair analysis, and so you can kind of see where the patients are at. What I do, and I like the biofeedback because blood changes very quickly, and it can't tell me without extensive testing, like if you have a magnesium deficiency or something. So, I mean, you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying to figure out everything that's wrong with the particular system. This will show us if we have a digestive issue, which we did in this child. So we did some transdermal magnesium and things like that, so you could bypass the GI tract. A lot of the kids today we see have faulty absorption. So although they have an adequate intake, they're not absorbing it. So a high fat, everything that they told you on the news is everything I tell my patients to do. So they tell you don't eat salt. I say, please do eat salt, but the right kind, sea salt. You know, don't eat a lot of, or make sure your meat is lean. No, I want you to eat fatty meat because you need fat in your diet to transport the protein. So everything that we're taught, and I don't watch TV as a general rule, so I'm not affected as much, but as a general rule, what they're teaching in the schools and such, what I've seen with my kids and what they've brought home is just, they flipped the pyramid upside down. They gave the pyramid, our pyramid, to the pigs, and they gave us the pig pyramid. So if you just flip it back upside down, you'll be okay. No grains, absolutely no grains whatsoever. No rice, no oatmeal, no grains, completely out. When you're trying to heal an abscessed tooth, and you can heal abscessed teeth too, or cavity, you have to be very, very diligent in the diet, and you can't cheat. That's the #1 rule. And if you think you're going to cheat, then let's not go that route, because you're just prolonging the inevitable. So high fat, high protein, kind of like the Atkins diet. People will often say, oh, that sounds like the Atkins diet. And they'll say, well, yeah, to a certain degree, but then we'll look and see what kind of nutritional deficiencies you have, and then supplement that accordingly. You know, you might need a little extra vitamin A or D, or you know, something to that nature. If you live in the Midwest, we know you're deficient in vitamin D and iodine. That's a given. And without those two, you cannot make a healthy body, let alone keep teeth from decaying or abscessing. So those are things that we do look at, both via the blood test and also on the biofeedback machine.